Okay, this is question 1.1 of the grade 10 tutorial, and let's just get started. Write down all the rational numbers. Rational means a number can be written as a ratio of counting numbers, negative and positive, and 0. So let's see. Well, this is really 22 over 7. That's rational. A ratio of integers. Pi, that's not rational. The square root of 9 over the square root of 4, ooh, you might think, oh, it's a third, or maybe it's, but the square root of 9 is 3, and the square root of 4 is 2. This is really 3/2. That's a rational number. 4 divided by 0, that's not rational. We'll talk about that, and that's not rational. But 0 and 60, that's a ratio of integers, so it's rational. There's your 3 rational numbers in the list. Irrational numbers, let's see. Well, those 3 are out because the rational is not irrational. So irrational, pi is an irrational number. It has a decimal that does not repeat, just goes crazy. You could, we memorized it, and people won some prizes and got real pies, but that's another story. It's irrational. 4 divided by 0, that's not irrational. That's something else. And the square root of negative 25, both of these numbers, your calculator goes error. They're not irrational. There's only one irrational number in that list, 2 pi. Write down all the non-real numbers. Now, your calculator's going to say error when you go the square root of negative 25. It's not a real number, and we don't work with it, but it is a number, but it's non-real. So that's the non-real number. So that's a little bit different. Write down all the undefined. Well, dividing by 0 goes with undefined, and that's a good thing to learn. They like to ask that question. It's a thing most mathematicians, almost all mathematicians, maybe not all, they don't like to divide by 0. In fact, it's just not defined. It's a little bit crazy. So that's why 4 over 0 is undefined. Let's try the next question. Between which two integers does the cube root of 65 lie? Well, the cube root is 64. 4 times 4 times 4 is 4. So it must lie between the cube root of 64 and the cube root of 5 cubed is the cube root of 125. So the cube root of 65 is just a tiny bit bigger than the cube root of 64. I don't know what it is. It's irrational. But it lies between 4 and 5. It's just a little bit bigger than 4. You could put it in your calculator. You'll get 4 point and a little bit. It lies between 4 and 5. Well, there's the first questions in the tutorial.